Hi!
Hi.
Welcome back. Arknights Enfield's first rerun banner is finally here, and just at the right time because apparently Gilberta became the Kazuha of Arknights Enfield, where she's so insanely overpowered and used literally everywhere, but nobody pulled her because a few people online really underestimated how strong she really was. Let this be a lesson to you, to always pull every crowd control wind/nature unit in every gacha game. So, how does the rerun banner actually work, and is it at all worth it, or should you wait for future banners? First off, let's take a look at how the banner works, because it doesn't actually work like any normal chartered headhunting banner. Obviously, this is Arknights Endfield, and people instantly started doom posting the banner, but all things considered, this banner is actually more valuable than your average character banner. There are of course 4 characters on this banner. Our favorite Pugniknik, Lavatane, Gilberta, and Ardelia is there for emotional on support because literally everyone got her, and if you get her, you're gonna be sad. The banner has standard rates of 0.8% for a 6-star, soft pity at 65, and hard pity at 80, with each 6-star having a 25% chance to drop. Gilberta and Lavatane's weapon banners will also be running alongside this banner, and they have the same rules as any other weapon banner. Every roll on this banner gives you an extra bond quota, the red gacha rebate material you can buy more headhunting permits with. After 30 pulls, you'll receive the free urgent recruitment temple that does not count towards pity, and after 60 pulls, you will not receive a dossier but a standard banner temple instead. Now of course, a 6-star is guaranteed at 80, however no matter what 6-star you get, you are always going to be guaranteed a selector at 120 pulls, which is the biggest reason this banner is more worth it than usual. You will always get at least 2 6-stars and 120 pulls, unlike a normal charted banner where if you get the limited 6-stars your guarantee disappears, which is my only true complaint about Enfield's character gacha system. I do wish it was a real spark, and if they make that change I will glaze Hypergriff even harder than before. Now of course with the selector you can get one of the 6-stars on the banner, and if any of you select Ardelia, you are getting banned. At 240 pulls, you also get another selector, however this one only allows you to select a token for dupes, so you can't actually, for example, get Lavatane through the selector if you don't own her. And just as a bonus, I do think that if you are a gacha whale, this banner is very good if you want to get both Lavatane and Gilberta dupes, since the chance of getting them both are higher than usual. Although you might also just end up with a P20 Ardelia, so spend wisely. This message was not brought to you by Haimao, by the way, but just spend your hard-earned money on Hypergriff. Trust me, they know what to do with it. Before we get to if you should pull or not, let's take a look at what each of these characters do. Pogranichnik is our favorite border guard, a reconvener of Helliger in the OG game, and he's the current best support for physical DPS units, specifically Endman and Rosie. He's a vanguard, so he specializes in regenerating skill points, but his true role in battle is applying breach with his skill. His best teams are along with Endman, Chen, and Lifeng or Ember, or with Rosie, Gilberta, and Chen. Lavatane is the first 6-star unit in the game, a reconvener of Operator Surtur. She deals tons of fire damage, the highest sources of which being her combo skill that activates when her teammates or herself apply combustion or corrosion on the enemy, and her ultimate, which takes a really long time to regenerate. Her best team is herself along with Wolfguard, Ardelia, and Akikuri, which is currently the most F2P friendly team in the game. Ardelia is a standard 6-star just like Pogniknik. She's also a reconvener of Eyjafjalla from the OG game. She's mainly a healer, but her most useful skills are her combo, where she can apply corrosion for a character like Lavatane, and her skill where she can convert that corrosion she applies into arts and physical susceptibility. Her best team is the same as Lavatane's. Gilberta is the second 6-star to come out in Enfield. She's a reconvener of Angelina. Yes, all 4 6-stars on this banner are actually reconveners. I'm pretty sure that's a point they're trying to make. Now wait, obviously not every character in Enfield is a reconvener. In fact, out of all of them, only 5 are currently reconveners. We just got a bunch of them in the beginning so the devs can make sure to entice the OG Arknights fanbase and tell them that more of them are coming in the future. If you're a new player worried about this, don't be, because Enfield is still mostly original and it will stay that way. Anyway, Gilberta is the current best support in the game, able to fit in very well in almost any team, and being a cornerstone in a few like Yvonne's, Rosie's, and Zhuangfangyi's, which are her best teams. Her most useful feature is her great crowd control, but she also has very good nature infliction capabilities, as well as debuffing the enemies with both art susceptibility for elemental teams, as well as lift and vulnerability stacks for physical teams. Now I'd love to continue glazing Gilberta, but let's move on. Now with that out of the way, let's get into who should actually roll on this banner. Well, first things first, if you don't have 120 pulls or don't think you can get 120 pulls by the time patch 1.2 is over, which by the way it ends on June 5th, you should not pull. If you have around 60 to 70 pulls right now, I do believe that you'll be able to get around 110 to 120 by the end of the patch, since we've also got a few new events and a new map coming on the day of the rerun banner, which should supply you with more pulls. For a new player, I think you should first of all roll on Zhuangfangyi and get our precious Lightning League lady, because she's way too strong, and Gilberta is also one of her best teammates, and afterwards you should roll on the rerun banner, since you can not only guarantee Gilberta by spending 120 pulls and selecting her, but also have a good chance of getting one of Pogniknik or Lavatane, which are both very powerful units you can use for your other teams. If you are missing Gilberta at all, I really don't see a reason why you shouldn't pull on this banner, since you won't be spending any more pulls on this banner than any normal character banner in the worst case scenario to get Gilberta. The people who should roll on this banner the most are people with lonely Rosies missing their Gilbertas, since you can not only get Gilberta herself, but might also get a Pogniknik or a dupe or two for her. If you already have Gilberta, I don't think this banner is worth it at all, since Lavatane is out DPS'd by both Zhuangfangyi and Yvonne, specifically because her teammates are weaker than the other twos and not because of Lavatane's kit itself. If you really like Lavatane and want to invest in her, maybe one day we'll get a combustion/corrosion character that shortens combo skill cooldowns and increases ultimate regen rate, but I don't have too much hope since she's an older character, and the devs at this point would probably make other units for other teams. But don't be completely discouraged, since Lavatane can still dish out a ton of damage, and unless contingency contract heavily favors Yvonne and Zhuangfangyi, I don't see a reason why Lavatane won't be one of the strongest units to use. If you are missing Pogniknik, you shouldn't pull at all, since you can just lose a 50-50 to him in the future, and if you are missing Ardelia, you're lying. And that would be everything I have for you today in this video. It's a very short guide, but it's really straightforward to figure out what you need to pull. As I said, this banner is very high value since it's so rewarding, and I do wish that if Enfield does actually change the gacha system like they said they're planning on doing, the only thing they really do is make the 120 fake spark a real spark, completely disconnected from the gacha and being an ever-present guarantee. Also, more Arsenal tickets would be nice and standard permits, but I digress. So, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and join the Express Rain Discord server for a fun and lovely community to hang out with. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.